So, Aaron, both you and I seem to have kind of gone through a similar shift in mindset towards our training recently. And both of us seem to I get this feeling that both of us have never had more fun training than we are right now. So I'm really curious to hear what the catalyst was for you to kind of spark this change with your training mindset and what that change in mindset has been for you.
I think the biggest thing is back in 2021 when I was just not pushing too hard. I was just trying to control too many variables, and it really just led to burnout for me. And it just made the entire process kind of miserable, to be honest. And it took me a long time, even though I didn't stop going to the gym, it took me a long time to kind of like really get excited again about training. And since then, I mean, let's be real. I'm not training to step on stage. I personally train general population people as well. And there's so many different styles of training to accomplish the goal that it it really does just bog down the process when you are trying to control and you're thinking about everything from a standpoint of optimality. And so that was kind of the catalyst for me. Like, if I'm going to be doing this 4 or 5 days a week indefinitely, I kind of want to go in there and have fun. And that's not to say that I don't choose effective exercises, but not everything has to be quote unquote optimal to push forward gains.
100%. I'm totally on the same page with you. And it's kind of like there was a few years there where I was like really into all the latest research and all that stuff. I mean, I've always had a fascination with that. I mean, it's my area of study, kinesiology and everything. And I loved the biomechanics and doing things properly in form. But I say I had the most fun in my earlier years of training where it wasn't about that. It was just about going in there, lifting
Yeah.
the iron, getting a great pump, giving it my best effort, and just being fascinated with my body and how it was changing there. I just found like recently, especially, it's just the minutia just keeps piling up and piling up. I just find it causing so much paralysis by analysis from people over analyzing what they should be doing in the gym, over complicating the process. And especially, like I said, training general population, like most of us just like we're talking like 99% of us don't need to be concerned with a lot of the stuff that we're seeing
Yeah.
put out there in social media and especially so yeah, just getting back to the fundamentals of having fun and not worrying about like the specific movement pattern. It's like it's, don't want to say upsetting to me when like hearing some guys saying, some coaches saying, don't train for the feel or anything. That's not right. You got to train with mechanics. I'm like, you know what? If I start doing a lat pull down and it's in the appropriate movement pattern to hit my lats and everything, but it's just not feeling right for me. I feel some discomfort. I'm not feeling a strong mind muscle connection. I'm going to make a subtle change with my body to feel it better. I don't care if it's not the right movement pattern. I want to feel good. And I think that's part of the fun of training is being playful with those subtle little things, just subtly changing the wrist angles there, or how you're flaring out your elbows or your stance on the ground. Just subtle little changes in grip can really have a positive impact on how you're feeling. Just that feeling of, ooh, I feel it a little bit different right now can just spark some excitement, I think, in and of itself in your workout session.
Yeah, a couple things with that. So for one, too, like, there's an exercise will feel different if you're 6 foot versus your our height, 5'8". And so that's another factor in things where you can't just like put people in a box, and you've got to change those things up and tweak exercises. But also the main thing is is consistency, right? And so if somebody just hates their workout and they don't want to do it, then how far are they going to go? Like, I would much rather program in for both myself and clients exercises that, again, may not be optimal, but that they enjoy doing and that they can still progress. Yeah, no, like obviously something on the video I posted the other day, I was doing a pen lay row. I may come against a weight where I have to start breaking form. But at that point, and who knows, that could be in 6 years, it could be in 6 months. I don't know. And at that point, I'll make a determination of if it's serving me at the time or not. But that doesn't mean I need to avoid it 100%. And the other thing you mentioned about coaching and just having fun, I notice it with my youngest son, who he's very naturally gifted sports wise. And it's almost like when you try to intervene into his process, it just throws him all off. And so when you put too many rules and you've got to twerk, like lean this way and I have to pull with my wrist exactly in this motion, it just becomes unnatural at that point in time. And sometimes you just have to let people go and you'll kind of figure it out, really, if you're just consistent.
100%. I feel you. And it's not like you have to, because part of the rationale behind it is making sure you're hitting the right muscle fibers with the right movements and everything. I think if you're just getting a variety of exercises throughout your training year, you're going to stimulate all the muscle fibers out there. You're going to hit them from different angles, and making sure that no fiber is really left untouched, especially if you add in some different training techniques and everything like that. So I think, yeah, it it's just yeah, there's no need to overcomplicate it when you're taking a big picture approach. You're working in some of your favorite exercises and you change it from time to time over the year. I think that's going to pay some huge dividends in the long run there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you did say it, like when you look at your training over a year, and if it's varying, even if exercises change only 2 or 3 times, that's still giving a different stimulus while also allowing you to really dig into an exercise and progress that exercise.
Right.
And so it doesn't, I know, I mean, I know your style of working out and what you're doing. You're not changing exercises every week or every month, possibly, and neither am
Mm-hmm.
I. Like, I stick with exercises to be able to progress those things, but at the same time, like, you don't have to, as what hypertrophy coach says, you don't have to break out your protractor on every exercise.
Mm. So true, so true. And I really love the example with your son too, and just realizing that we're all unique individuals and that we really do need to have a heightened sense of awareness to what does bring us joy and excitement to the training process, and work more of that in there, work with our bodies and our lifestyle, rather than trying to follow this perfect prescription, which really there isn't any out there. Even when you look at the research is so flawed. It's really so vague, and there's just so many different pools of populations that are been used in those research studies that aren't anything like us. So I think we really need to shift that focus a lot more inwards. And it's like take the science, take the research, take it with a grain of salt, apply what you find interesting and fascinating, but really like listen more within. I think our body is one of the greatest teachers out there, and our mind is the greatest teacher out there. So just making note of what feels right to us, what our body is responding best to, is key. I'm curious, like I know you journal. When I was training with you in your hometown there, seeing you pulling out your workout journal there, so logging like the weight that you're lifting, the reps that you performed. Do you ever write down notes at all about how you felt during the workout, what the experience was like, or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Really for every exercise. And when the workout ends, I'll do kind of rate my where my mindset was. Was I finding concentration difficult? Like all of those things. So I have something to go by each workout. And of course, I'm trying to progressively overload, but at the same time, it's also things like, like let's say last week's, I don't know, push workout, if something wasn't feeling right, and so maybe I adjusted weight. Well, how did I feel this week? Oh, okay, maybe it was lack of sleep, I don't know, whatever. This, the weight felt lighter, same weight, just felt better. And it kind of helps me to think how I'm going to progress the next workout. Or is it that exercise? Like, is something just off in that exercise? And maybe it is time to change. But also, it's just kind of fun too, just knowing where I was on that specific day and to look back and remember. And it helps you to celebrate the small wins and weights going up, or to say, God, 3 weeks ago, I wrote that set was super heavy. And 2 weeks later, I said that set moved very lightly. And so that's just kind of fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun for sure. How else has your mindset kind of shifted towards the training experience itself? Do you walk into the gym with a different kind of mindset than you did a little while ago?
Yeah, there's not so much. I guess I would have to explain how there was pressure. I used to feel like every workout had to move me closer to my goal by a certain percentage. Now, how I came up with a percentage, I mean, I didn't, I can't quantify it. And now training really it's my free time. It's my time where, yes, I'm focused on the task at hand, but I feel very free, where I'm not thinking about anything outside of that gym. Like if I'm in there for 45 minutes or an hour, I'm just enjoying being able to move, and the feel, and like the atmosphere and music and being in the zone. So that's where I feel my best. When I can carry that feeling of being in the zone, I'm in the flow state, is where I feel the best. It's uninterrupted. I mean, one of the reasons I went to the notebook is to get away from my phone.
Mm.
And I'll throw a playlist on, I'll throw my phone in the bag. And I'm just there. I'm present in the moment, in my body, feeling how I'm moving. And I think I've even come to appreciate those days where I'm not moving well, and not even care. Just like, oh, it's just one of those days. And like, I'll have a run of 3 weeks where I feel like I can run through a wall, and then I'll have an off day. And it's like, no, it's an off day, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, that's been the big shift for me.
I I love it, man. And for myself personally, it's like I don't even count reps anymore. I don't care about the load. I know the weights that I lift from week to week. It's not like my strength is going through the roof or anything. So I select weights that I know are in that target rep range that I'm aiming for, but I don't count the reps. I just get lost in the music and give my best effort. Because again, I just find that's all that counts to me. That's all that matters. It's not if I beat my personal best from last week or last month or whatever. It doesn't matter. All that matters to me is I gave my best effort to each and every set that I performed in the gym. So I just love that focus, just going in, pick up a weight, just give it everything I got, move on to the next set, move on to the next exercise, really embrace the camaraderie in the gym. And again, if I'm having an off day where I do feel a little bit weaker, I can't get bummed out that, oh, I didn't lift the same way I lifted last time. I didn't hit as many reps because I have no idea what I did the last time. All I know is last time I gave my best effort. This time I'm going to give my best effort based on how I'm feeling in this moment. So that really helps me get present. Like I find when I'm not counting my rep, I'm not counting my tempo, I'm just controlling everything. I'm right there. I'm focusing on the feeling. I'm focusing on give it another one. I know you've got another one. Well, maybe you don't. You get it up with the partial. I know that's it. I know I gave my best effort, and I just find that's added a new dimension of fun to my training lately.
Absolutely. And I will play devil's advocate, not again really against anything you're saying, but I do think it takes a certain amount of quality training years to get to that level.
Mm.
Because I work out with at times with my older son, and as he's 14 beginning his journey. I notebook for him as well to kind of teach him how everything's feeling in the process. And so it is a little bit, it's paramount when you're first starting out to then be able to get a feel for how to auto regulate. But that again, that comes with doing a lot of stupid stuff and ego lifting. I'm trying to
Mm.
save him from that, but at the same time, it's kind of why I am where I am now.
100%. And it's such a great point to bring up because the reason I am doing that right now, not counting reps, not caring about the load or anything that I lifted, I'm pretty damn near or at my genetic potential here. So it's not like I'm going to be seeing those numbers change. But yes, for anyone in the earlier stages of lifting, absolutely, you want to see that kind of progress. And it's motivating to see that kind of progress. And for me, I can because I document a lot of my stuff, I record a lot of my self training. I can look back at my videos from last year and go, oh, damn, like I'm lifting more now than I was before. So that it's pretty good to see. It's not in my notebook or anything, but it's in my video logbook there. So yeah, I totally agree. There's a time and a place for that. And it does take time to get to this point of auto regulation. I'm still, after 30 plus years of lifting, learning about my body, and there's so much more I can continue to look inwards and feel different and perform a bit different when I'm out there.
Yeah, and to that point, in yesterday's workout, I can't remember the exercises, but I chose the wrong weight, like completely chose the wrong weight for what I was trying to do. And so it was one of those things I kind of chuckled to myself. I was like, I guess I do still ego lift at times. Um, then secondly, so let's say you wanted to compete, I don't know, and let's say in 2 years, as you're approaching 50, would you change the way you train? Would you start documenting more? Would you try to stay in certain rep ranges and pick and choose more optimal exercises? Or do you think you carry your approach now into that process?
Yeah, actually, I have a guy at a gym who competed for his first time this year, and he's twisting my arm to join him in the spring when he competes again. The thought's there. I don't know if I will or not, but I'm gonna stay within striking distance. If I do decide, I'll jump on that. And no, nothing would change because like right now, I'm still like the approach I'm taking right now is doing everything I can to eke out any last little bit of gains that I possibly can. And I think for myself personally at this stage in the game, it's just giving my best effort. And there's nothing, no matter what the rep range is, I do find for myself personally, I've slowed down my tempo to like a 3 to 4 second eccentric. And I'm finding like for like 6 to 10 repetitions is suiting me best for most exercises when I'm working with that tempo. If I speed the tempo up a little bit, I might go upwards of maybe 12, but depending on the exercise. But no, I'm just fine because I stick within that range. All those rep ranges work. All the loading works. All it really matters is that I'm giving my best effort. And yeah, so I just keep rolling with the way I'm rolling right now, and continuing to have an open mind, just experimenting with some different training protocols, some different splits, um, just having fun with the process, which was great about training with you there and seeing how you were approaching your workouts and going, all right, this, I'm going to give that a little shot in my workout. I just, to me, and that's the mindset shift that kind of brings me back to the way it used to be when I was younger, the bro science kind of thing. Well, what's working for you? I'm going to give that a shot myself, see how it goes. I mean, to me, what more can you ask for? It's really no different than, all right, this study says something. Okay, it worked for some people in the study. I'm going to give it a try myself, see how it goes for me. It's the same stuff. So I love that. I love seeing what others are doing in the gym when they're doing it from a place of fascination, curiosity, rather than so and so said that I got to use this angle here or I'm not hitting my lats. Like I see people really overthink. They're doing stuff for not so much the right reasons, I guess you could say, and yeah,
And
making it more
sure.
fun.
And I mean, there's just a lot to be said about putting forth your best effort because I mean, I see people in my gym who, if you watch their workouts in their form, you would be like, that's not optimal, but they're super jacked. So, and naturally jacked, not naturally jacked, but they're not on gear or anything. They're just chicks and dudes who are lifting really hard and they're there 4 and 5 times a week. And so my entire lifting career until probably, I don't know, in the last 5 or 6 years, you could say it wasn't optimal. And I still, again, would I have been able to step on stage? Probably not, but that was never my goal. And I felt comfortable with my shirt off and with my level of leanness and muscularity. And I had fun and I progressed. So,
Mm, amen. Yeah, yeah, amen, dude. And it's kind of like I said in the beginning there, like just about everything works. You see different splits, different techniques, different stuff is working for a variety of people. And there's a whole bunch of different schools of thought out there that are working for a lot of different people. And so some could look at this and go, well, why do I even need to bother like hiring a coach or getting a workout program designed for me and everything? And I think a lot of the coaching comes from, it's not us delivering, this is the most optimal program out there, I want you to follow this. Like, here's a program that I think is going to suit you, your lifestyle best, built with exercises that you seem to enjoy more, that are going to work on the aspects of your physique that you want to emphasize a little bit more. Let's follow this with a heightened sense of awareness, and we'll make adjustments based on how your body's responding and the enjoyment factor that you're getting out of your training. So I think that's where the value of coaching comes from, is that you find out what's not necessarily the best workout program out there, but what is going to work best for you. And that's always going to change and evolve, especially if you want to continue having fun with your training and having that open mind and experimenting with different approaches that could suit you best as well.
well, absolutely. It's not like I know your programming and the same with mine. I'm not just like throwing darts at a dartboard that has exercises listed on it. It is it's just helping people help themselves and find out and experiment with what works for them and to how to progress those, how to work out, how to train, what training actually looks like, and try to keep them away from doing too much to where it's overwhelming, but also doing too little to where they are going to have a very hard time progressing.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I just love, I love the point of just helping them help themselves. That's really what a lot of the coaching comes down to here. So, dude, there's been a lot. I mean, I know we could talk about mindset type stuff and how we're approaching our training for hours on end here, but I think this is a fantastic discussion that I'm hoping the people watching this video right now gain value from. I'd really look forward to hearing their insights, their feedback on how their mindset has shifted towards training. Do they find themselves feeling overwhelmed with a lot of the minutia out there and struggling to kind of fit with what is optimized rather than what's really going to serve them best? So we're looking forward to hearing everyone else's feedback out there down in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do us a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button. We'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. And before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked, down in the description below. Have yourself an amazing day. We'll catch you in the next video.